Hi, everybody. Welcome to Worldwide Ramblings for 6/11/25. Brenda Sweeney is here, I see. And though I forgot to mention it during our pop on outside yesterday, which is doing quite nicely, keep watching. Um, Brenda's sister, Sydney Sweeney, her bath soap, her bathwater soap went through the roof. Yeah. I mean, within a few minutes of it being put up on the market for purchase, if not less than a few minutes, it was sold out. A few minutes after that or so, it was selling for $2,000 a bar on eBay. Sydney Sweeney's Bathwater Bliss. Can Maxine Waters' bathwater soap be far behind? Yeah, it can be way far behind. Way far behind. I think so. Teresa Pinnell, why I got you here. Just friend me on Facebook, and then I can share whatever you put up. I'm not a cut and paster, so I'm not going to be any good to you there. But if you put up a like a 3 or 4 panel display of say the Elvis stuff that you have for sale, I will definitely push it there. I will share what you put up. I'll take a picture of what you put up in regular size and show it here on our Worldwide Rambling show. Okay. But tech skills I do not have. Patrick Wilburn, good evening, everybody. Hope everybody had a good week so far. Katrina is here. Hello, I'm early. Yeah, you are. Karen Phillips, hijacking everyone. We already said hello to Jupiter's Realm and Tess J. And Jody Smith. Evening, Jack. Just got off work. Just did it. See, we hit that pretty good. Well, hello, Elaine Peterson. Glad to have Jody and glad to have Elaine Peterson. Hello, Jack and everyone. Tammy with an I, Tammy Griffin is here. Hello, everyone. Miles Wright, hi, Jack and everyone. Gail George, hello, everyone. Patrick Wilburn, good evening, everybody. Hope everybody had a good week so far. Heather Feathers saying, ugh, what happened? What made you go, ugh? Don't put me in a rabbit hole, Chase. What's the matter? What happened? Tell me all about it. Consider me your therapist. Yeah. Cara Slaw. I'll have the Cara Slaw, please. I'll have the Cara Slaw with my fried chicken and mashed taters. How you doing, Cara? I like Cara the best. What do you think? Rita, lovely Rita Maid. Hey, hi, Jack and all. Welcome. Oh, the soap. Okay, see, I don't know what you're reacting to. You don't want Maxine Waters bathwater soap? Why not? You don't think that'd be a big seller? I'll tell you, Sydney Sweeney, all she has to do is bathe now. She can relax with the acting career. Just go from tub to tub to tub to tub to tub and try to catch up in her production of her bathwater soap with just a touch of Miss Sweeney's bathwater. But I have come to realize that there is a war going on in popularity between two blondes. And I don't think Brenda Sweeney, I don't think Sydney Sweeney is going to back down anytime soon because she's got Amanda Seyfried in her crosshairs. They're both working all the time. I don't know how much time Amanda gets to spend with her two children. Um, I don't think Sydney has any children yet, but they are working a lot. They are working a lot. This past weekend, somewhere here in central New York, Miss Sweeney was in a parade. Just as her bath soap was going through the roof, she was having her little bum on the top of a convertible, open convertible, and was waving to the people. She looked very much like she looked in that movie that's on Prime now called The Voyeurs. The Voyeurs. She's at the window with her binoculars. Other than that, I haven't seen too much of her work. I thought it said Voyagers. That's why I watched it. I thought it said Voyagers. I thought, they were going on an expedition, and they were, but it wasn't the kind of expedition. Well, I cannot tell a lie. I cannot do that. I have to say I tuned in knowing exactly what it was. Um, Good acting. Good acting. That's what I tuned in for. I'm I'm digging the hole deeper here, Tammy with an I. Jackie Organ, hi Jack and everyone from Oz, the wonderful world of Oz, where I was the Tin Man many moons ago. Um, Okay, that's good, and then you'll be able to post, I must warn you, though, I don't have the most, enthusiastic base on Facebook, but I will take a picture of, your small shots and, show them here, either in a pre-recorded video or in, this program, Worldwide Ramblings. I wanna help you, I do, you've been good to me, but, you never know, as you say, it's tough. Probably there would be a better market for it here. Um, Lori Merrick, hijacking everyone. Hope all is well. Linda Justice, I'm going to sell my bathwater. All right, Linda. Don't quit the day job. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Nancy DeMarco hasn't weighed in on whether she will put her bathwater into a soap for sale yet. Can you believe we're even talking about this stuff? Josie Bauer Jr. It's a good name. Hey, Brother Jack. Hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome to you. Welcome to you. And Gail George. See, nobody watches my Amanda Seyfried video here. Like, oh, he only talks about Bob Joyce. No, I just did a video, of course, on the Los Angeles riots. And, not even 300 views so far. Some of my core audience watched it and liked it very much, but it's not like I don't attempt to do other things. And then I'm usually happy with what I do. Sometimes something doesn't work and I take it down, but usually, I'm fairly happy with it. Hi, Brenda Noyce. How you feeling? Hello, Jack and all. I wouldn't even buy Elvis's bathwater. Yuck. There are things that are coming to my mind to say to you, Nancy DeMarco. I can't say them, though. I can't say them. No, I just can't do it. I can't do it. It's freezing cold here. We have frost on the pumpkin, and this isn't even October. We have frost here. You're down in Australia too, are you? We have frost on the grass and cars. I don't like winter. See, this is so weird to hear this kind of talk as I'm in this hot room, have not put the AC in yet, haven't needed it. Soon, this coming week, I'm pretty sure. Hey, Cheryl Chambers, how do you do? You do, 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 da, da, la, 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 la. So what are we going to do on the show today? Well, we're going to play just a little bit of Bob Joyce talking from 2011. And I'm going to ask you who that sounds like as he's talking. I can't play the song, but I do play it. I do play it in shocking new Elvis video. I think I either couldn't monetize it at all. Yeah, I think I couldn't monetize it at all. No, that doesn't sound right. I think they agreed to let me do it, or it could be, "Come On to Me," that song. If it's before a certain year, it's out of copyright. You can't copyright it. Jack, you sure are in a good mood. Well, I guess so. I guess so. I mean, I got past that sleep study. I successfully did my own sleep study on Monday night. Well, it was really Tuesday morning, about 3 o'clock in the morning, and it said I had to take 3 Xanax and elevate my pillows. They don't tell you got to lay flat like they would if you went to a sleep center. So that was really good. And I'm so nervous that I'm looking direction. I'm sitting in bed saying, I've got to get this right. Put the probe for your hat, put it right there, got to get that right. And then I got to put me finger in the thingamajig, and then I got to pull something out of there. That seemed to go all right. I had to put the little battery in the unit, and you're supposed to throw this out when you're done. Why do I have to do that? I feel like it's wrong to throw it out. But what would I do with it? It comes with a little watch. I could put somebody's face on that watch and wear it. I'm thinking about trying that. Then I'd have to cut the probes off, because if you're wearing a watch, you don't want to be probed. What? Neon got some ancient music. So get some ancient music. Well, yeah, I have done that. I have done that for my shows where we would talk about the last days and stuff like that. There's also copyright free music. They make the decision, YouTube, whether they're going to let me use it or not. Um, Hello, Mr. Jack. Hi, Adam Davidson. How you doing tonight? I'm glad you're here. Excuse me. Adam, how's it going? Adam Ant. Adam is the grandson of John Davidson, who lives up in Sandwich, New Hampshire. He's 84 now, something like that. Still looks kind of like John Davidson, got the same hairstyle. And July and August, right there on his own property in a barn, he has his concerts like 4 nights a week or something in Sandwich, New Hampshire. Just serve drinks, no sandwiches. Isn't that funny in Sandwich? But there's places nearby you can get something to eat, and you can see John Davidson. He's probably all sold out now because he doesn't have a lot of seats in this. But that's what he does in July and August until he can't do it no more. Can't do it no more. Just trying day by day. Oh, I wish things weren't like that for you, Adam. I wish, that, you could just have a clean health picture. Some of you here go through struggles I have never known. And like Chris Starry is going through right now with the brain cancer. She was talking a little bit about that, I think, in the live stream, shooting light going through her brain and stuff like that. Keep Chris Starry in your prayers. Keep her in your prayers nightly if you can, along with Brenda and many others that we pray for here. So let's just look at my video list. Well, no, I know I've got it queued up already to play the Elvis thing, so I won't look at my video list right now. Although I could simply go and open up another tab, couldn't I? I don't drink much Tab anymore because just can't find it. It wasn't that long ago you could find Tab, in some stores, But why would you drink Tab when it sucked? I mean, it ain't no Zero Pepsi. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to drink that, I'm going to drink the Zero Pepsi. I was never a Dr. Pepper fan like Elvis Presley or Bob Joyce is. Got a picture of Bob Joyce in the Fellowship Hall drinking Diet Dr. Pepper. So our topic, discovering Elvis in Bob Joyce. Opinion versus slander. So let me just react to my own title here, which I often forget exactly what I wrote. If someone is of the opinion that there's no way Bob Joyce could be Elvis, then God himself could not change their opinion. They have their narrative. They don't want to change. They may say that, why would you think that? Explain in the comments. One person tries to explain, and they immediately respond, oh, stop. Well, that's a person that psychologically is not going to be interested in a damn thing you have to say. You're the enemy if you believe Bob Joyce could be Elvis. You're the enemy if you say anything about Elvis Presley that they deem is disrespectful. They are like apparently judge and jury here. There's no jury there. It's an all-in-one operation, and they are self-appointed to do this. And they will go back 49 years to complain about somebody that they think once did Elvis wrong. And it's their right to do it. It's their right to give their opinions. When does opinion become slander? Okay, well, in terms of me, for example, if you say, I don't think that Jack's viewers should give him 10 cents, I don't think they should give him 10 cents. No, that's your opinion. That's your opinion. If you say Jack is a con artist, if you say Jack is a con artist, you have left opinion and you have gone to slander. And you don't know that? You think that's opinion? No, there's a difference. There's a difference. And that's sloppy for you not to know that. But I'm not here because I know that people that are provocative about this channel. It's so funny. The other guys are all getting a pass, and it's Jackie. It's all Jackie. Uh, and I mean, about all those Facebook groups. Bob Joyce is Elvis. Elvis alive is Bob Joyce. There's like a dozen of them. You never mentioned them. It's all me. Matt Savina gets a pass, and he should. Man's trying to recover from cancer. I wonder how you're doing, Matt. I haven't watched anything from you lately. For a while there, you were running me over like a steamroller, baby. He was gonna roll over Jackie, steamroller, baby. But he oversaturated and he put up too much Bob Joyce video. Fair use is one thing. And then I had to say, stop doing that. He said this in a video. I'm just quoting him. And I knew that right away. Nobody listened to me. Nobody listened to me. I've only been doing this since 1977, but nobody listened to me. But in terms of the Bob Joyce topic, I didn't even know who he was in 2017. I didn't know. I found him in 2018. 6 years I did this, and I wasn't monetized. I could have been monetized before it was monetized. I was just having fun doing the second greatest story out there, entertainment story. I guess the first one, in my humble opinion, not told by the mainstream media, although they tell bits and pieces. Local stations do stuff and what have you. But yeah, so and then Nancy DeMarco one day said, why do you not have a thanks button, Jack? You should put a thanks button in. Everybody else has one. And of course, some of these people don't really need it because they get a lot of views. You get 500,000 views, you get 1,000,000 views. You're not so reliant on the thanks button or another way. My goodness, you watch these preachers and they've got like 7 ways to give up on the screen. They're making big money. I'm not. I'm not at all. I'm just trying to pay my bills, trying to be able to find a way out of the financial hole that I got put in when my pension size was reduced. Pension for 19 years as a peace officer with the city of New York. So I'm just really gratified that I don't think I have to explain myself to the audience. That's why Katina said, just ignore it, Jack. Just ignore it. And I usually do. I'm not out. I know they want to back and forth. They definitely want me to mention specifics and then they'll do another and another. I mean, when you're talking about a material that books that were written decades ago, to keep it fresh is really difficult. Whereas the Bob Joyce story, it's just like the stork drops me off a new story, a stork delivery. I guess the storks don't deliver babies anymore. They were sued after they dropped the baby, sadly. But the good thing is the baby fell into a hayfield. Can you imagine that? Baby fell right into a hayfield. But anyway, um, it just rolls on. It rolls on. It rolls on. And Gene Ho, uh, likes to have fun with the topic. And of course, people present certain scenarios to me here. Now, before I go back to, we're going to play a little speaking of Bob Joyce. Let's see who's joining us. Jack. Matt has recently come back and is posting after his treatments. Well, that's good. Matt Savina. It looks like he's gaining strength. I hope so. And feeling a bit better. I know he went through chemo and he did lose a lot of weight. And, he has his music channel too. But unfortunately, it's a misconception to think that if you do well with the Bob Joyce topic and you start doing something else, or you already have an alternate channel on something else, that's going to dovetail. It doesn't. I'm sorry, it doesn't. And he's good too. He's good. I have nothing bad to say. I don't want to come on and say bad things about anybody, including the people that don't agree with me. Um, but there are things that do need to be said. I'm going to have to say some things about Billy Smith in defense of Billy Smith, semi defense, because you said something you shouldn't have said. In fact, you were incorrect in your description. But I'm saving that for a pre-recorded video. I'm not going to give you the whole shebang. I can't do that. That's dumb. That's dumb. Better. We're talking about the bathwater again. Better than out with the bathwater. I come into the middle of these things. We are all family, Jack. I think we have established a really good audience here that knows that I am not a shyster. I am not the guy. I am not the guy at the carnival with that. Remember that thing where you climb the rope to ring the bell and then you get a prize, which is going to be some stuffed animal the guy's had there for 5 years. If you don't know how to do that, if you don't know the trick, you'll never get it. You'll never get it. All I can remember is someone explained it to me once was whatever you're doing with the right side of your body, you got to do the opposite with your left to not fall, for that rope not to twist and you fall onto his padded balloon type floor, whatever it is. You got to know it. And it's the same with you ever see those coins? You have to try to get the coins that are quarters and what have you. You have to move something around to get the coins to come out. And if you don't know how to do that, you'll never do it. You'll just keep throwing your quarters away. Yeah, the song will be, "We make the quarters go away. At the end of the fair, we put the money on our shoulder. Gatekeeper," says Neo. Adam Davidson having a birthday as he finally hit the big 4-0. Happy birthday, Adam. Is that true? Happy birthday, Adam. Tomorrow. Happy birthday to you. Why I'm singing the carpenter's song, I do not know today. But happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Adam. Happy birthday to you, part of our family who left us for a while because he's been struggling with so um, many things. So, talk a little bit about Bob Joyce, but let's play a little audio first. Uh, this is from my video, Wild New Bob Joyce video. Last I looked, it's like 13,000 views. So please watch it or watch it again if you are so inclined. Please subscribe and like. Only 26 likes out there. Please hit that like button. 66 people watching right now. And please hit the notification bell. So when we do a pre-recorded video, when we pop on to pop off, we'll be doing more outside pop-offs, and they won't all be from around here. Who knows um, where I'll take us next, you know? Something going on at the fairgrounds. I'm not going to the Friday night concert, that hillbilly band. A lot of talent in that band, but she was not nice to the audience when she was here a couple of years ago. So unless she calls me and tells me it's going to be a whole different thing, I'm not going. Yeah. Robin Roman, hijacking family, happy hump day. Over the hump we go, Neon. You're right about that. Marty Greco is here. Hijacking everyone. Welcome. Hey, Pam, what's been going on with you in Indiana? Wants me. Lord, I can't go back there. I wish I had you to talk to. So there you go. I think we're caught up. A few more people hit the likes. A few more would be a good idea. And please subscribe if you haven't already. I would appreciate that very much. See if we can't get to 10,400 next. We're like the little train that could. We're going chugga chugga chugga, but we're not going very fast. We are not a bullet train for sure. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being, modestly successful. I'm all right with that because we're developing relationships here, and people can that just don't like me and want to be mean and nasty. They can talk to my audience and say, um, say hello to the bad guy. Say hello to the bad guy. No, we're just telling a fascinating story. So when I do go to another screen, I can't see you. So don't say anything, don't tell me the winning Powerball numbers for Friday. Don't tell them to me now. In fact, put that in an email. Sorry, but I don't need this many winners here. Taking my loop. Oh dear, Karen's a lottery player. Lottery is for people that were bad at math in school. Let me have a sip of water before we go further. I just think I knocked my blood pressure pills on the floor. See my on-air sign behind me? Oh, here comes some fireworks. Somebody's shooting off the fireworks they bought in Pennsylvania. Yeah. Hi, Miss Carter. What's going down? What's going down? Got stuff to share tonight, so don't tune out. Don't tune out. And it's just, some of what we'll be sharing in a pre-recorded fashion. Jack, listen to Pastor Bob? Question mark. It's just going to be a little bit of what we played. Goes back to Pastor Bob in 2011. As I say, people that have decided that there's no way, and I am going to deal with the denial in a separate video. We've dealt with it before, but I realize not everybody has been watching me for years, including maybe some of my critics. I don't really have too many. We're very fortunate, but once a while someone comes along, and of course they want to try and build on that. Um, but we have a video, wild new Bob Joyce video, and it's got 13K plus subscribers. And first we play the video that Greg Pritchard recorded, 29-second video from April 5th, 2025, when he went to Benton with his son and daughter. And that was the weekend their service had to be canceled because of tornadoes that had been in the area. In terms of Benton, it caused flooding, and it caused the power to be out at the church. So he went to this small house, and he saw what I would say looked to be young Bob Joyce. Young Bob Joyce. We'll show photos in a little bit, as we've shown before. But Lena was there, and a barking dog. The man, Robert Wayne Joyce, was gracious enough to shoot a 29-second video for him. But anyway, Pastor Bob came onto YouTube in 2011. When people talk about a 1990 CD, and yeah, I know it says 1990, and look at the picture on the cover. Many times pictures on CD jackets are updated. They're changed. They're updated. So you don't know for sure. Can anybody tell me they bought that CD in 1990? I'd be surprised to hear yes. But let's just suspend our belief. There's no way this man could be Elvis Presley, which I know is impossible for some people. But in terms of a talking voice, I can't play right now. I can't play. They'll cut it. They'll cut it in real time in a live stream. They want a chance to decide, and I totally understand that's the policy of YouTube, and I'm grateful to be here. And I'm grateful that they provide a thanks button. So let's just listen to a little bit of what he says before he starts to sing. Who does this sound like? This is Bob Joyce, 2011, talking up a song. Come on to me, he's going to sing.
I sit up late one night at the house and I have my guitar out the living room, and I was seeking the Lord. And I just began to sing. He sort of began to sing to me in the spirit. There's a scripture that says that. It's going to sing. You will rejoice over us and sing over us.
Now, I think if you're an Elvis fan, you'd have to ponder considering whether or not that sounds like the talking voice of Elvis Presley. But again, if you have spent years denying the possibility, then you won't. You won't. And you'll berate. You'll berate anybody, whether they said it yesterday or 49 years ago, whatever, you'll berate them. And people don't like that kind of channel. They want to be uplifted. They want to be entertained. It's not like, who's on your hit list this time, who didn't meet your standards this time kind of thing. Let me go back to our stream here. No, that's our video list. We'll go review that later. Here we are. So, very distinctive talking voice, Elvis Presley. That's Elvis for sure, says Jody Smith. Well, yeah, I think we know that. Vicky Smith, close your eyes. It's like it's in the 70s. Exactly. Buzz Dean, you're new. Bob is absolutely Elvis. Oh, there are people that won't want to hear that. What are you, some kind of conspiracy theorist, Buzz? Come on, Buzz. Buzz, I remember you from Dark Shadows. Buzz, yeah, you you dated Carolyn Stoddard, and you had a motorcycle. I thought you were going to kill our Carolyn Stoddard, played by Nancy Barrett, on your motorcycle. And Buzz was a fun character, I'll tell you, he was. They wrote for him like they wrote for nobody else. Half of what he said didn't make much sense. They were trying to capture the 60s lingo, and it was just, you crack up when Buzz would come on the scene. But how are you, Buzz Dean? Where are you from? It's nice to have you here. Neil says, that sounds like Elvis. Well, yeah. So we've got to deal with the denial again, the best I can. And we'll do that in a pre-recorded video that should be out by tomorrow or Friday morning. Okay, as I do this, if you're watching this some other time down the road, they're already out there. You'll be able to find it via the title. Vicky's going to talk about Spa Guy got the Dojo Karate Museum back. I heard about something about the museum. It's the Karate Museum back, and Danny Smith says they have nothing to do with it. Can't wait to go see the Elvis memorabilia. And Ginger Alden, been hearing that name a lot. Ginger Alden is going to be there. Oh, really? That ought to be interesting. That's, of course, what's her other name? I'm blanking at the moment. I hate this. Elvis's girlfriend at the very end. Jack, your face is looking thinner. Well, thank you. It should be better than this. I have to. I forgot to take my Ozempic. Now I'm going to be a day late. It was Ozempic night. I should be feeling real weird right now, really weird, and my tummy a little bit. So I have to take it tomorrow morning. But oh well. I miss your Elvis blanket. Well, will reappear. In fact, it's actually here right now, but you just can't see it. No, it's too far down. I never know when I set these things up, if it's going to look right. But I only do it when I'm doing like a chat that has some Elvis material along with Bob Joyce, You're welcome, Adam Davidson. So I heard, I actually saw Spa Guy has his own cartoon picture of himself because he never shows himself, but there's a cartoon picture now, logo of Spa Guy. So that's interesting. There are people that say on the early Household of Faith list, his name was on it, but it wouldn't have been Spa Guy, so we're not going to find that one. People say the same thing, that Billy Smith was on the Household of Faith list. But of course, Billy Smith is not an uncommon name, so who knows? We're just speaking of possibilities. That's what we do. We speak of possibilities here. And some people will be willing to look at the material. We'll go through it again in the next video that follows, and some won't. If you predicate your whole rap on a group of beliefs that you embraced, and somebody comes up with something that would make a fair-minded person think, it will be discarded just as quick as sour milk. Yeah. I thought that was a pretty good one. Where are you from, Buzz? You don't have to say, of course. Nobody has to say where they're from. I drew a cartoon version of myself back in the 90s, and more doing the puppet thing now. Yeah. I don't know if my second wife had a. Yeah, well, we had a lot of. We did have a cartoon picture of her as a clown. I know we did. Um, so you watched Spa Guy's tour of his karate museum. It was very interesting. Do you see him on camera? Do you see him on camera? Oh, look at that. Buzz is from San Francisco, home of the great Michael Savage. You know who Michael Savage is, Buzz? You live in the same city. I realize it's a big city, but he is a broadcast icon who now does a podcast and has a channel right here on YouTube. He's on Instagram and X, and he's in his 80s, and he's banned from the UK. His books and himself banned from the UK. Um, Funny because he is one of the few people that can do angry and surly and confrontational really well and have people tune in just for it. There's been a host of very talented, very seasoned broadcast people that could do that, but you got to do it the right way. You got to do it the right way. There are rules here. There are rules. I was even thinking of bringing Jack Savage in. Ask Jack Savage. Isn't it funny how he has the last name? Like it's almost like a spoof of Michael Savage. I was thinking of inviting Jack Savage in to speak on this as well. Ah, so since we have been doing this topic, we have mentioned a number of topics, a number of topics. So there are people that believe that the current pastor of Household of Faith is Robert Wayne Joyce. Sorry to be redundant, but you got to remember we have new people coming on and what have you. Um, so they think this man from the 70s, Robert Wayne Joyce, who married Willena Hattie in 1975 in the state of Texas, they think this man I guess they would think at age 73, transformed into this man. To quote Fred Gwynn, who played Herman Munster in Catch Me If You Can, Fred Gwynn, as the judge in the courtroom, said to a very confused Leonardo DiCaprio pretending to be a lawyer, he said, "Son, what the hell is wrong with you?" No, no, that didn't happen. Now, who does this man? Well, we know this man looks like Robert Wayne Joyce. Who does this man look like? Raise your right hand, put your left hand on the Bible. Who does he look like? Other pictures of Robert Wayne Joyce. Just having a beard and mustache doesn't transform you into looking like Elvis sometime. Um, Young Robert Wayne Joyce is a soldier. And then later on, someone said he served in Germany too, believe it or not. I just don't know. That's not verified. And then we have the chap who answered the door for Greg Pritchard. We have the chap who answered the door for Greg Pritchard right here. Smooth. As we talk about the two Bob Joyce theory. One that I like even better is actually behind me. In this one, I put the smooth skin Bob, who answered the door on April 5th when Greg Pritchard came calling at the small house. And then 2 pictures of the current pastor of Household of Faith. The gentleman with the hair that comes down further, it's thicker and what have you, the current pastor, rugged, looks older. Could he be 90? Absolutely. And the one in the middle, I don't think it's the same man. By the way, the one in the middle has brown eyes. People tell me they go to Household of Faith. The pastor has blue eyes like Elvis. So, again, if you're set in your opinions, God himself could not change your mind. He could not change your mind. And I'm fine with that. But the funny thing about the story, though, is it seems as Robert Wayne Joyce got older, he did start to look more like Elvis. He did start to look more like Elvis. As we've said, Pastor Bob Joyce, that we see every Sunday at Household of Faith, would have no time for plastic surgery. He's there every week. Once you get plastic surgery, you're going to have bruises for a while, puffiness and bruises. You have to pay the price for getting plastic surgery. Robert Wayne Joyce, who would be about 73 by most mathematical calculations, would have had time. He would have had time. Say he was a retired pastor. Some people say that. But we go to the Sabrina wedding, and although we see a man, if you look at the eyes don't match, and you see a different hairstyle. And I'm only doing this because there's new people and people, to once again make the case. And I might as well be spitting into the wind. I realize that, but there's Sabrina's wedding. That's not the eyes of Elvis Presley, I believe. Right there. The beautiful bride, Sabrina, so talented. Check out her books. She also sings beautifully and appears at Household of Faith, I don't think every Sunday. Now, I don't know if this is the same wedding, but there was another man who looked somewhat like him with a completely different hairstyle. And let me see. This man has a white flower, huh? This man here, I'm not saying it's the same wedding, but I think it's possible. I think so, but I'm not sure. I only speak of possibilities. I could be wrong about the whole thing. Look at that. Trying to get away from the glare. Look at that. Here's another picture. I don't believe that's the current pastor of Household of Faith. I could be wrong, but I don't believe that. The stern eyes, not the Elvis eyes. We know the Elvis eyes when we see it, when we see them, right? We know the Elvis eyes when we see them. We're not going to allow our opinions. I see your friend request, Rita. Remember, I don't do much on Facebook, but I'll accept your friend request. And when I put up something like a link to one of the videos here at YouTube, nobody cares. Nobody. So that's okay. I have my audience is on YouTube. I don't see how you miss it, frankly. That's 2011. Bob Joyce is in his very first church that we know about. They say he didn't start preaching till 2011, even though he was ordained in 1981. What am I missing here? Inner circle, fill me in. And remember the voice you just heard talking up the song. So you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him wear Victoria's Secret. And why would you want to? Why would you want to, Jody Smith? Jack, Pastor Bob, and I. Oh, I love you, Yisa. Yes, I think they took that part out of the video, didn't they? Someone says that they edited the I love you, Yisa. We're talking about one of the biggest proofs that Bob Joyce could be Elvis. It was a few days after the tragic passing of Lisa Marie. Gone way too young. I hope and pray with all my heart she's walking the streets of gold, where it came time during a praise service for Bob to do his featured song. And it wasn't a praise song. He chose, out of the millions of songs out there, he chose No One Stands Alone. Well, wow. First of all, as he was doing this, the public Lisa Marie Memorial was going on, and he did not attend. They let you know, they promoted hard. Pastor Bob will be here this weekend. They extra promotion because they knew what the perception would be. No way is he going to be there this week. So they did, and he said he chose No One Stands Alone. That's the song that Lisa Marie chose as a tribute song to her father, Elvis Presley. She did it. She was in a recording studio, and she used footage of the early 70s, from the early 70s, of Elvis singing that song. And they brought it together just like Natalie Cole did with her late father, Nat King Cole. And they brought it together beautifully. Sometimes they were singing together. No One Stands Alone. Think about what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying, even if it means you may have to change your opinion, which is an impossibility. Think about it. The chances of Pastor Bob picking No One Stands Alone, singing it with all his heart on the very few days after the passing of Lisa Marie is like winning Mega Millions. It's like winning Mega Millions. So other viewers noticed something right away that I was missing. And they said at some point when he pushes the mic away, he mutters, "I love you, Yisa. I love you, Yisa." And I didn't even know this part, but we got some really cool Elvis fans out there said that was Elvis's nickname for Lisa Marie. He only really called her Lisa Marie when he was upset with her. Lisa Marie, that kind of thing. I love you, Yisa. And we talk all about the private funeral, which was, I think, the Saturday afterwards, and the card that was sent to me, order of service, who was officiating the service, who gave the eulogy. TMZ reported on it, that it was going to happen. They said that in this private funeral, there would be an NDA required that you must sign. Only, friends and family, serious, close friends of the family, and the family themselves could go. No recording devices of any kind, including your cell phone, allowed in. So if there was a house video, which I think there would have to be, no one was ever going to see that. No one was ever going to see that. So TMZ reported that. They admitted that they blew it, that they thought Lisa Marie had already been buried, and said, no, she isn't. And she's going to be buried at the private funeral, after the private funeral. And then that was the last we heard from TMZ. Now, any other story, they would have had cameras at the gate and what have you, and they would have followed up, but they just went to radio silence after that. As far as I can tell, they went to radio silence. So that's enough of this for now. I'm not going to ever convince people that, that aren't open to listening to anything. But we have the kind of audience here that stands with me and I think knows my heart. And we have a good time doing this. We have a good time doing this. When I do other topics, it doesn't get the attention that this does. People have their favorite topic, but also here we have a group of people that pray for each other, that chat amongst that chat with each other. It's not all about Bob Joyce. It's not about all about Bob Joyce. They are not gullible people. They're beautiful people, and you can chastise them and what have you. As I say, there's a difference between an opinion and slander. There's a difference between opinion and slander. We stand with you, Jack. I appreciate that so much, Elaine Peterson. And you certainly have. You certainly have. I appreciate that. The day he sang it was the Sunday after the funeral. And let's go to my video list here because I don't know what's up and what's not up. And that's why I had Andy record it to our system. So let's see. Our video from last Saturday. New Bob Joyce Church almost ready. 300 seats. It's got 1,100 plus views. Nancy's visit to the church, 4,200. Nancy DeMarco with pictures. Bob Joyce at the church. Bob Joyce at the house. Same man, question mark. We talked about wild new Bob Joyce video. Watch that if you haven't already. There are certain videos that I want to highlight to you. And I have so many videos now. Bob Joyce sings Elvis again to Walina. Bob Joyce, after a luncheon, came back into the church and he sang The Wonder of You. I have the link for that. You can play it right off that link right there in the video that's called Bob Joyce Sings Elvis Again to Walina. Bob Joyce and Elvis, Not a Conspiracy Theory, is another video. 2,500 videos. Was Vernon Presley being truthful? Must see footage. I show Vernon Presley in that video. Was Vernon Presley being truthful? Must see footage. Is Bob Joyce Vernon's love child? More photos. That's got 2,200 views. I show some examples of pictures of Bob Joyce. It's called Not Bob Joyce Photos, must see. I show the lookalikes in that. Not Bob Joyce Photos, must see is the name of the video. All right, let me see. Bob Joyce, Maybe Elvis, 5 more compelling reasons. Check that out. It's got over 10,000 views. That new song from Elvis, is it a new song from Elvis, or did an imitator just add the words Lisa Marie to the song? New song from Elvis, his pledge to Lisa Marie, 10,000 views. I play the actual song in that video. If you get permission, you get permission, Top 20 Bob is Elvis, December 6th live show, 1,600 views. Trying to get to some things here that I think will various people share their experience. Did Elvis sign a? Did Elvis sign the signature of Bob Joyce on a '60s poster? That's an interesting one. Bombshell, Lisa Marie abused and tormented. That's from the book. That's from the book. Lisa Marie Presley and her daughter Riley Keough suffering physical abuse from one of Priscilla's boyfriends. Trying to find a couple of videos here. You know, I really should have a better way to do it. Bob Joyce, the proof is in the skin. We show pictures that show him aging. Just looking through my list, everybody. Asking for your patience. Bob Joyce at Mar-a-Lago. I did this live from the Villa Roma Resort. Coincidence? Sure. While I was at Villa Roma, Pastor Bob Joyce was at a bigger resort named Mar-a-Lago. The pastor from Benton, Arkansas. Scammers pretending to be Bob Joyce, Household of Faith. That's a video. Household of Faith is always warning you about that. What if Spa Guy talked to the other Bob Joyce? Question mark. There's a video called that. Wayne Newton live in Sugarloaf, where we went. On occasion, a Bob Joyce who looks different appears. We tell those stories in that video. Did Elvis preach Lisa Marie's funeral? 152,000 views. Did Elvis preach Lisa Marie's funeral? Whereas Countdown to the End of Democracy, this is when we didn't know Trump was going to win, 192 views. Not finding the couple that I was particularly looking for. Top 7 Pastor Bob Joyce / Elvis links. We show some great video on that. The top 7 Pastor Bob Joyce Elvis links. And okay, here's the video you wanted to see. From 2 years ago now, huh? Yeah, it was 2023. The name of the video is, excuse me, Elvis interrupts Bob Joyce after tribute. Is that the one? No, it's not the one. I'm sorry. It's the same song, but it's not the same. It's not what you want. The verdict, our most successful video, 2033. 2000, 200,000. I'm sorry. What am I trying to say here? 232,000. Yeah. All right. I am not finding what I was looking for, but I gave it my best shot. I think that's still up. I didn't take it down, so you may find what I missed. They are saying that it was Vernon's decision about the flag. Just another strange situation. So many things just don't add up. Well, you have to have an explanation as to why Elvis, who was in the army, why there was no flag on his military. There was no American flag on his coffin. So many things about the early Elvis things. His biggest insurance policy appears never to have been cashed in. Name spelled wrong on the grave, on and on and on. Gene Smith saying it sure didn't look like Elvis in the coffin. Sure didn't look like Elvis. So, hi, Diane Goggins. I visited the church on May 4th, 2025. Bob Joyce is Elvis after talking to a bodyguard. Well, tell me your story, okay? My personal email, I'm going to write it right here, Diane. I want to hear your story. Yeah, we have a pastor of a small church in Benton, Arkansas, 3 bodyguards wearing earpieces. And I'm just making all this stuff up for the money. For the money. Tell me your story if you can in the email and let me know what I can use and what I can't use. Most people that go there do get their picture taken with Pastor Bob. So we're an hour and 8 minutes in. By the way, sorry, Jody Smith. Thank you for hitting the thanks button. I've just remembered that. Thank you for hitting the thanks button earlier. Believe it was you. Got to go back. There you are, Jody Smith, hitting the thanks button for $1. I thank you. Every little bit helps. We're not greedy here. We're just trying to make a very small budget. So if you can hit the thanks button here, I would very much appreciate it for any amount. So we can make the July budget. We bought the 4K camera. You're looking at it right now. Still have the box here. I'm happy with it. I think things are clearer and what have you. I always hold it up the wrong way. Very, very nice. I don't know if we should consider a green screen or not. Feel free to vote on that. Also, I have a Cash App. Any amount is fine there. If it's in your budget, lowercase letters, Media Guy 56, MEDIA GUY 56, Media Guy 56, which you load from the App Store and you link your checking account to it. You can, receive money. You can pay bills if you want to via Cash App, etc., etc., etc. Lowercase letters, Media Guy 56, and that is that. That is that. Hi, Sandra Fair. Welcome. If I missed you. And Chi-Chi, right? think I just saw Chi Chi. Sometimes I miss people, especially if I'm on another screen. I don't see the thread then. Hello, John Brooks. Hi, Jack. I'm new here. Well, welcome, John Brooks. Are you a Jonathan? I do think Bob Joyce does sound like Elvis in his speaking voice. It's not just a coincidence. I don't think he was Elvis at first, but he does sound like Elvis. Or you didn't think he was at first? He does when he speaks. He sure does, right? Diane says, I visited church on May 4th. Oh, yeah, I covered that. Sue A, getting sleepy. Have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I've had a lot of those lately, Susan A, for my cortisone shot. Yes, Karen has had many of those. Have a good night. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. Let me see here. And look at that. Hockenberry 92.7 FM hits the thanks button for $19.99. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that, Hockey. You're a faithful tipper. That's what this is. It's a virtual tip jar. Many creators have it. I assume other creators mention it, you know, and just like they ask for stars on Facebook, etc. And Google does take a cut of that. So that's one of the reasons they supply the creators with that. And I would imagine Google would not take kindly to it being reported that someone is trying to stop that. Keith Bolton, bloodlines. Ah, yes, that's a familiar word I'm hearing lately. Elvis / Trump. Trump uncle was John Trump. Okay, are we all right? Are we all right? That's something that seems to happen every week. We lose it for a little bit, but we didn't lose our audience. 102 watching right now. Thank you very much. Please let me know where you're watching. Even if you don't say anything else, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Hi, Southern Grits, a.k.a. Patricia. Good evening. Welcome. We love to support. Jack says, Elaine, thank you so much. And thank you, Hockey 1992, Hockey 92, for 1999 on the thanks button. Yeah, Cheryl Chambers was telling me about this in the email. I just finished reading Elvis and the Colonel. What's your biggest takeaway, Cheryl, for the audience? Keith Bolton, talking about those bloodlines. Tim Spencer is here. Burlington, North Carolina. Not Burlington, Vermont, where I think they have the Burlington Coat Factory. Do you think in Burlington, North Carolina, they have a store, the Burlington Coat Factory? It would seem to fit, even though it's not really the Burlington for them. Edward Corsis, New Orleans, huh? That's on my bucket list. Karen has been there. She's been there, but I never have. I would love to go to New Orleans. I don't know if that's in my budget. You know, people think I'm making money hand over fist, and they have no idea what they're talking about. They have no idea what they're talking about. Just trying to make a modest budget. That's it. That's it. I don't own a passport. I don't have a very expensive home like some of my competitors do. You know, I live in a house that's about not that far from 100 years old. Old rooms, old everything needs updating. But that's not in Karen's budget. I don't own anything. I don't own anything. No property at all. No property at all. Things that could have happened, but you know, when you go through divorces and stuff like that, it just doesn't happen. So no property owned. I have a penny stock that ain't doing much. I'm hoping someday it might, but those day traders, they make the money. They make the money. I'm small potatoes, small potatoes. Watching from Wilkes-Barre, North Carolina, huh? Wilkesboro, I'm sorry. Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Not to be confused with Walterboro, South Carolina, where I was a few years ago, stayed there on the way to Florida. Robin and Roman have to drive, usually drive to Florida. Karen won't do it though. Um, Tammy is in West Tennessee. Sebastian Maniscalco, is that how you say his name? Was joking about he failed compass too. He doesn't know west, east, north, south. He doesn't know that. Um, I was born in Oklahoma City, says Jupiter's Realm. We live in an old home too, Jack. It's over 100 years old. I love it. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things I'd like to do here if I could, but with Brad here downstairs, I'm not going to put new carpet in when you live with somebody who just doesn't care. Karen's on the other side, and we spend most of our time together. But once I get this CPAP put on, because I'll see Dr. Fletcher on July 1st, and he's definitely going to put me on a CPAP. I think I can probably get the data out of my GP when I see him, I think on the 16th. Finally got a dentist appointment today. I'm at Welfare Dentistry because, when you're on a union plan, only certain dentistries take it. So I'm on a plan that the first appointment for a cleaning was November 17th at 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, there are two other union plans here, but both dentists are nightmares. One wants to charge you an arm and a leg for cleanings and stuff. They got all these hidden fees. And then there's the woman from hell over at the Galleria. So I tried that experience. And I was going to say to her, why don't you just put up a sign that you don't like your job, you don't like your patients, you're overwhelmed, whatever, can be legitimate. So I don't waste the time coming here only to sit out there for an hour and 45 minutes. And all I got from you was a dirty look when you came by the office for a second. So the other choice would be that I go over the Mario Cuomo Bridge I think I used to go to the dentist on this same union plan in Yonkers. I don't want to do that anymore at 69 going on 70 years old. I don't mind driving, but I don't like going that way. I don't like going towards the city. And I have to do it for Westchester, but that's only an hour. It's not so bad. Yonkers is further down. There's a very nice dentist down there. This is back when I had young kids, but I don't want to do that again. So they never answered the phone at this dentistry. It's nice once you get in there. So I said, well, today, after I saw my foot doctor, got my nails trimmed, I'm borderline diabetic now. So, every 2 months I can do that. And he wanted a test done, as they always do, arterial test, And so I said, well, I'm going to go over physically to this dentist. I went to the wrong building. I went where they have the regular medical care. I said, no, you got to go up to downtown area. So I did that. And I walked in, and sure enough, I got my appointment. There were two nice women there, the ones I guess that never answer the phone or return messages that you leave. But they said, well, the first thing we have open here, and I have insurance, is November 17th. Half the people that go there, well, they either have Medicaid or nothing at all. Medicaid or nothing at all. November 17th, I said, all right, well, I'll take that, even though, I'd like to be seen sooner. So, but then I posed the question, if I have pain before that, they said, all you have to do is walk in then. Walk in and we'll take care of you. Not if it's a cracked tooth or something, but if you have pain, we'll take care of you. So I thought, well, that's good enough for me. I will wait for them to November 17th. That's what it's like when you're kind of poor in retirement, you know? You're kind of poor. I crack up when people think I'm making money hand over fist, where I'm just trying to meet my bills, you know? That's all I'm trying to do and have maybe the cheapest vacations you can imagine. The Motel 6 variety, you know? That kind of thing. Polka shows here and there. I love my polka music. So, Neo, you're talking to somebody else, I see. Katina, popping back on to say goodnight. Pray for Chris Sr. Thanks, everyone. God bless. And that's her husband's father, I believe, and praying for everyone. And she means that. Thank you, Katina Swadsworth. Um, Oh, no, Crows and Shiny Things. Hi, Jack. Hello, Crows and Shiny Things. Is that you there in the picture? Seems like a very pretty woman there in that small picture. Some of you let me know what you look like, and some don't. It surprised me to read the Colonel rubbed eyebrows. Is that what it says? I just lost that. Rubbed elbows. I just said eyebrows with LBJ. Oh, what a sinister character LBJ was. So two sinister characters together, right? Lori Merrick, good night, everyone. God bless. Thank you for dropping by, Lori. I really appreciate it. Let's see here. Riley had a wedding, right? And there's my picture there, too. I wasn't invited to the wedding, though. Even though I'm a big fan, Riley, but not really of the Daisy thing. I watched a little bit of it because that's on Prime Video now. I want more Riley and less of the other characters. I guess after watching the other thing, we don't have to go into it. Where you were the central figure, that's what I want. I want people. You're the you're the Meryl Streep, and everybody else has smaller roles. That's what I enjoyed in the GE. See, but I'll see if I can get a picture of that for a pre-recorded video. Congratulations, Riley Keough. Then, if that's yeah. Wonderful actress, the owner of Graceland. She had a lot to do with the Presley for a Day feature that you can partake in if you've got some money in your pocket. She must be in it for the money. Oh, boy. Says the guy living in what looks to be, I don't know, $750,000 house. I don't know what prices go for in England. I don't. But wonderful blessing for you. I don't condemn you for it. You must have worked hard. I don't know. I don't have anything to say about you know your your ambitions. Certainly, you're right to tell the story the way you want to tell it. But you know, I try to have a little fun with you, and that didn't work out. So you know, all I'm saying is that I'm not attacking. Appreciate if you wouldn't attack me and slander me by saying I'm a con artist when that is simply not true. I've known a few in my day, though. I have known a few. Jeez, I have. I've worked with a few. So there we are, Linda Justice. Good night, Jack. You and Karen have a blessed night. Um, Sebastian Maniscalco is our favorite. He is good, isn't he? I met he and his wife. We have photos together too. Isn't that cool? How did he got so popular? Number one comic right now. Nobody gets to play Five Nights at Madison Square Garden. Jerry Seinfeld couldn't do that. He plays the Beacon Theater, you know. And of course, he puts on that voice that he uses on stage. You know, he's when you see him in his other videos, he doesn't really sound like that. He puts on a very exaggerated voice, but he is very funny. He is very funny, and I see him all the time on the Facebook Reels. May we both get 100,000 subscribers, says Neo, and 2.5 million views. Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing, Neo? What's the name of your channel, Neo Neon? What's the name of your channel? I know you can't put links here in the comment thread. You can in the pre-recorded, the rebroadcast. Hello, replay crowd. Please subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell, okay? If you're watching on the replay, which is our biggest audience. And you too can hit the thanks button for a few dollars. If you can do that, it would be a tremendous help. I don't know about that, Diana. Remember, I'm a technical dodo. So, yeah, well, we're coming up on an hour and a half, and I think we've covered a lot of bases. I've got dishes to do downstairs. Mr. Star here has to go do the dishes tomorrow. We already did the laundry Tuesday because we couldn't do it Thursday for some reason. What are we doing Thursday afternoon? What are you doing the rest of your life? I have only one request of your life, that you spend it all with me. I think I butchered that, but you get the gist, Cheryl. CC Ryder. Chano is, oh, geez, it's the real thing. I would shorten that into Neo. Well, you see it there, folks. Kit the Ghostbuster. Much better, Neo. Much better. Let's see. I'll do a search here and see if it just comes right up. Go to the search bar. Yep, there you are. Kit the Ghostbuster at Cinema Cafe with Hampton Roads. Ghostbusters and Ecto, March 24th, 2024. There's some of your puppets. And Kit the Ghostbuster and Kit the Car having a conversation at Galaxy Con, Raleigh, Raleigh, North Carolina. My second wife and I, the clown, played a fair in Raleigh, North Carolina. Is that you? Is that you? With that long hair? Neo? Is that you with the white beard? Kit the Ghostbuster talking with, oh no, that's Andres Jones at Haunted Screams Expo 2024 and a whole bunch of other videos. So just type in KITT, the Ghostbuster, and you'll be able to see Neo's channel. And back we go to the live stream as we get ready to close out. It just doesn't roll off the tongue, Neo. It just doesn't. You know, it's important that it roll off the tongue. It's like the woman I always want to call, what is it, Delgado? So, trust me, go with Kit the Ghostbuster. Thanks again, Elaine. I saw that comment. I appreciate that. That's so, and it's not all Bob Joyce here on Worldwide Ramblings. We can talk about other things. Obviously, we are very concerned with the way our world is these days. We have uh, we have ICE agents being attacked, and it being justified by governors and the empty-headed Karen Bass and what have you. Um, they post the people that they took, and they were all bad hombres. They listed the charges, or they've already been convicted in most cases. There was not one 80-year-old grandma in the bunch, not one, and I don't think there should be. I don't think think just go after the bad hombres, and then you have to think about the people that came the most recently in the Biden administration, that just ran into the country. But in some cases, they were flown in by the president of the United States, Joseph R. Biden. I'm sorry that he's sick, but I'll tell you what that man needs more than anything is, it's the same thing we all need, a real, true experience with Jesus Christ. As one Catholic priest put it, I don't know why the church is letting him receive communion. He's hostile to all Catholic doctrine, just about. He's hostile to it. One of the hardest things in our life is we're called to live by the Spirit, not the flesh. Be perfect as your heavenly Father is perfect. Wow. That's the tallest order in the Bible. I've never met anybody that could do it. Not that I noticed. So Galatians 5. Let's start with verse 1. It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery. Mark my words, I, Paul, tell you that if you let yourselves be circumcised, Christ will be of no value to you at all. Again, I declare to every man, he who lets himself be circumcised, that he is obligated to obey the whole law. The reason Jesus had to come is that nobody could obey the whole Old Testament law. They weren't very successful at it. So verse 16, so I say, live by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the sinful nature. For the sinful sinful nature desires what is contrary to the Spirit, and the Spirit what is contrary to the sinful nature. They are in conflict with each other, so that you do not do what you want. But if you are led by the Spirit, you are not under the law. Not under the law. And as Paul says, when you sin, it's the sin in you, really not you doing it. That's a very interesting verse to me, which you see, I guess it's in Romans 7. So thank you for that picture of Riley Keough's wedding. And here's another one too. Hopefully I can get that blown up. Thank you, Pam Donnelly. Thank you. I love it when people send me stuff that they see in various groups and what have you. I appreciate that very much. So Saturday night at 10 p.m. East Coast time would be the next time we do Worldwide Ramblings. But we can pop off at any time, and have please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button and the notification bell. So when we put on that new pre-recorded video, you'll get to see it. But I'm not starting any wars with anybody or mentioning anybody by name or what have you, like they try to do to get views by using my name. I'm just a little fish in a small pond, and you have to expect a certain amount of criticism There's a difference between criticism and opinion, and then there's going to slander, which is never a smart thing to do. Never a smart thing to do. So, back to my live stream so I can see my face. I even frightened myself. Thank you, Teresa Panel. Thank you, Jody. Thank you, Cheryl and Elaine and Neo Neon. I just like that better, you know. It rolls right off the tongue, Jupiter's realm. Hey, Barbara Kendall, I didn't know you were here. You came in kind of late, huh? Hi, BK. What's going on with you? What's going on? Tell us quickly. Diane, I'm so happy you showed up tonight. Bob did shake my hand. I told him I had waited all my life for this. He just smiled. That's what he does. If he did, however, he did pray for me because I'm having surgery for a brain aneurysm. So we'll add you to the prayer list, Diane. Diane Goggins. Diane Goggins. Let us know when that's going to be, and we will pray that the Lord, who is the great physician, is there with you in the operating room. If you call on the name of the Lord, he is faithful and just to receive you. Make sure you've had your heart experience with Jesus, and then he will be present with you and the surgeons. Pray for Christari, who has brain cancer, and so many needs here. So many needs. So thank you, new people that came on. Saturday night at 10 p.m. We'll do it again. Galatians is good reading. Yes, it is, Robin Roman. Yes, it is. All right. That's all she wrote. Have a great Thursday, everybody. That's what's coming up, right? Thursday, the 12th of June. Talk to you Saturday night live, if not before. Bye-bye for now. I appreciate you so much. Bye-bye.